Security pulled a black woman CEO out of a major U.S. bank. No warning, no explanation. Just 2 guards gripping her arms as startled customers watched in silence. What could make a bank treat a CEO like this? A misunderstanding? Or something far deeper? Before we dive in, tell us your city in the comments. Let's see how far this story reaches, because what happened next would shake the banking world. Within hours, the same institution that humiliated her would lose nearly $3 billion. One quiet act of bias would cost them everything, and she never raised her voice once. It was a calm Tuesday morning in the heart of downtown. The marble floors gleamed, the air carried the faint scent of espresso, and business moved as usual, until she walked in. Dressed in a slate-gray coat and modest heels, she carried herself with effortless confidence. No entourage, no fanfare, just focus. Yet the moment she entered, the air shifted. Glances were exchanged. Murmurs started. Something about her presence unsettled the room, though no one could explain why. The tension built quietly, like static before a storm. Her name was Dr. Lenora Chase, 50 years old, founder and CEO of Chase Core Industries, a global leader in renewable energy infrastructure. Her company built solar campuses across 3 continents and managed billions in institutional cash flow. To investors, she was a visionary. To competitors, a threat. But to the public, she remained deliberately low profile. No lavish press tours, no social media fanfare, just results. Those who worked with her described her as calm, decisive, and precise. A woman who never needed to prove power because she embodied it. Yet inside that bank, none of that seemed to matter today. Lenora had come to Hamilton Federal Bank to authorize a $40 million transfer into a clean tech development fund. It was routine, something her office handled weekly, but today she wanted to sign personally. Her documents were ready, her identification in order, and every account detail was verified in advance. Still, the teller's polite smile faltered the moment she read the amount. A quick glance toward the manager. A whisper. Another look. Suspicion spread like wildfire. Before long, 3 employees had gathered behind the counter, pretending to assist. The tension grew heavier by the second. The manager stepped forward, his voice controlled but sharp. "Ma'am, we flagged a possible ID mismatch. Could you step aside for a moment?" Lenora frowned slightly. Her ID was valid, her signature exact. Yet before she could speak, 2 uniformed security guards appeared at her side. "Please come with us." The words landed like a slap. She didn't argue, didn't resist. Just lifted her chin and walked as every eye in the lobby followed her. Phones paused mid-scroll. Conversation stopped. Her heels echoed against the floor, steady, unbroken, as they led her toward a small, windowless room in the back. The room was cold and silent, stripped of color. Just white walls. 1 table, 2 chairs, and a camera in the corner. Lenora sat still, her hands folded neatly on the table. She asked simple questions. Why am I here? What is this about? Each time the answer was the same. We had concerns. No details, no proof. Just vague phrases floating in the sterile air. Minutes dragged into half an hour. The silence grew heavy, pressing against her calm like a test she refused to fail. Through the glass wall outside, her executive assistant, Maya, saw everything. She watched her boss sit quietly, surrounded by suspicion, and knew something was wrong. Within moments, Maya's fingers flew across her phone, first to the company's legal counsel, then to the PR director, and finally to Lenora's private security team. A chain reaction began. Calls echoed across boardrooms and inboxes. The quiet tension inside the bank was about to collide with the storm forming outside it, and Lenora didn't even have to say a word. 27 minutes later, the door swung open. The branch manager entered first, his expression stiff. Behind him, a red-faced regional director stumbled in, eyes wide with realization. Dr. Chase, we had no idea, he began, voice trembling, but Lenora's eyes stayed steady. No anger, no satisfaction, just calm clarity. Her legal representative stepped beside her, followed by 2 executives from Chase Core Industries. The director swallowed hard as a document slid across the table. Account transfer authorizations. Without raising her voice, she signed. The same hands they once doubted now controlled their fate. In that instant, the balance of power reversed. By the time Lenora left the building, the dominoes were already falling. Silent wire transfers began moving across multiple states. Nearly $3 billion in institutional deposits vanishing from Hamilton Federal System. Branches received sudden closure notices. Internal alarms blared as compliance officers scrambled for answers. Executives called emergency meetings. But it was already too late. Every dollar was accounted for, just not by them anymore. The cost of humiliation had a number now, and it was written in billions. That evening, a security clip leaked online. Lenora being escorted through the bank lobby, calm, composed, her hands visible. No shouting, no struggle, just dignity in motion. The clip spread like wildfire. Within hours, the hashtag #ThogCoHowBlack trended worldwide. News anchors dissected every frame. The bank released a statement calling it a misunderstanding, but the world wasn't buying it. The image of that quiet walk told a louder truth than any press release ever could. By sunrise, Hamilton Federal was in freefall. Deposits gone, investors pulling out. Analysts called it the fastest collapse of trust in modern banking history. News tickers flashed red across financial networks. The CEO who'd been escorted out in silence said nothing at all. No interviews, no statements. Just silence. And somehow, that quiet carried more weight than 1,000 apologies. Her calm restraint became the sharpest rebuke the industry had ever seen. Within days, Lenora redirected every Chase Core account to a minority-owned financial institution that valued integrity over image. Her single decision sparked a movement, businesses rethinking where their money slept at night. Hamilton Federal didn't just lose funds. It lost credibility, partnerships, and faith. True power, she proved, doesn't need an audience. This story isn't just about banking. It's about perception, respect, and what's at stake when bias goes unchecked. So before you judge who someone is, remember, appearances deceive, but integrity doesn't. Tell us where you're watching from, city and country, and share this story. You may not see her value when she walks in, but you'll feel it when she walks out.